Greetings to, I can't say the first, but probably one of the first fully solo episodes of the Carlos Whittaker podcast coming to you from the passenger seat in my Toyota Tundra. The reason why I'm doing this is because Heather and I just left a conference, and the last session that we were in was on friendship. And it just was so good. I think everybody in the room felt like, oh, we're gonna talk about friendship. And then at the end, everyone was like, oh, I'm so glad that we talked about friendship. Because what it did, I think for everyone in the room, is it made us evaluate our friendships, evaluate who we're friends with. Are we really friends with them? What do we want in a friendship? And so I thought, this is probably not something that just that room full of people is struggling with. It's probably something that we're all struggling with. It's probably a pain point. I know it's a pain point because there's books being written on the fact that we are the most connected generations ever to walk the face of the earth, and also the loneliest generations ever to walk the face of the earth. We're more connected, but I just think that we've got more, people have followers, they don't have friends. What does it look like to truly have friends? And so what it was that this last session was like a panel. So everybody had like 3 minutes just to kind of share their, what friendship means to them, what it looks like for them. I happened to be on the panel. I had 3 minutes to share 3 thoughts, but then there were a couple other thoughts that left me going wow, like I actually want that in a friendship. So I'm going to try, as Heather's trying to merge onto the freeway here, to give you just some thoughts that you can sit with when it comes to how to build healthy friendships. And so let me just go and give you the 3 things that I mentioned I feel like are important when it comes to defining what a friend is. I think the first thing we have to do is define what a friend is, because what I realized through my 50 some odd years of life is I had a lot of people that I was close to. I had a lot of people that I loved hanging out with. I had a lot of people that I spend a lot of time with. But what I found true was that I actually didn't have close friends. It may not be a stretch to say I didn't have any, but I may not have had any. I don't think, wow, this is something needs to be said here.
Not in the context of what yours.
Not in the context of what I'm about to say. Not in the context of the definition I'm about to give of a friend. So there you go. Carlos coming to you saying it took me 50 years of life to find a friend. Because this is now what I define a friend. Again, well, let me just go into my definition. Okay. For me, 3 things that a friend are. The first thing is a friend. You are fully known by a friend. Okay. A friend fully knows you. We can dive into what that looks like in a little bit, but a friend is somebody that fully knows you. Number 2, a friend is somebody that will defend you and uplift you when you're not around. Okay, so again, I'm not saying that they have to defend you because someone's talking smack about you. I'm saying that if no one's talking about you and they are proud of something you've done, they bring you up in conversation, they lift you up. So when you're not around, they're still speaking about you in beautiful ways. And then lastly, a friend is not gonna be scared to get your dirt on them. They're not scared to get dirty with you. We're all going to, every single one of us, myself included, yourself included, are going to walk through seasons where we're in the ditches, we're in the mud in our lives, and a friend's gonna need to be there in the ditch with you, getting muddy, getting dirty. They're not gonna mind getting your dirt on them, which actually leads to the 4th thing, is that they show up. So with those qualifications as to what a friend is, that's when I realized, wow, I don't know if I've actually ever really had a friend. And so I'm in a season now where I think I've got a few now, because I have applied all of those things and begun to live those things out with a few people in my life. And I'm telling you, the transformation in me because of other people, and even letting people in. I think a lot of us we just don't want to let people in to be a friend. It's well, fully known. Do I really want to be fully known? Well, I think it's a requirement of having a friend that they fully know you. Does that mean they know every single detail about your life? No, but the most important things, the things that you're struggling with, the things that one of the things Heather said is they not only know the highs and the lows and the dark things in your life, but they know why. Does that make sense? So a good friend knows why you get angry in a meeting, not just that you get angry in a meeting, if that makes sense. So, I mean, the truth is friendship isn't complicated. We've just made it really rare. So, let's talk about what friendship really looks like. Let's kind of dive into some of these things, you know, knowing that we've got tons of contacts in our phones, but not a lot of people that we're confident that they will show up when we're in need, I think is a problem. How do we do this in a busy world where these devices actually, I think, inhibit true friendship? So like I've got my friend Ketchik. He's my example of one of my best friends that has been a recent addition in my life. As to what addition, there was zero. So he's become one.
He was actually, quote, a friend.
Yeah, he was. I would have told people that he was a friend before he really became a friend. And what that friendship looked like is like voice memos back and forth, like, how's your heart today? How are you doing today? Where's your head today? All of these things became like so important to me. They were like breath to me. And I just remember looking at Heather going like, I remember at some point looking at Heather going, oh my gosh, I think Ketchik's my friend. Like, I think that he's actually my friend. And oh my gosh, it just, he follows, I'll just use him as an example. He checks all the boxes for me. Okay, with Ketchik, I'm a man of no secrets. Okay, so he knows everything about me. And so that's as of right now. So guess what? Like I have an opportunity, if there is something that happens in my life that feels secretive, well, guess what? I have to invite him in order to maintain the trueness of what that friendship is and what that's become. He fights for me when I'm not around. He uplifts me when I'm not around. He defends me when I'm not around. And he definitely has my dirt on him. And he doesn't mind having my dirt on him. And that, you know, and he shows up. And so, you know, Ketchik and Ashley have both been that for Heather and I, and we're grateful for that. And so like in the context of this conference that we were in, that's just one of the things that I really wanted the people out there to know is that a good hang doesn't equal a good friend, you know? And so take, what's the word I'm looking for? Inventory of the people you spend time with on a weekly basis. Do they all hit these check marks? And if not, then I think you got a bunch of good hangs and you don't necessarily have a bunch of good friends. So we're gonna get into maybe how to develop those in just a second. But what does it mean to be fully known? Like truly, you know, fully known. I think that for me, because I spend a lot of my time on Instagram, talking and sharing 1% of my life, I've got people that I've known for a long time that may feel like it suffices our relational equity for them to just know what's happening with me on Instagram. Oh my gosh, your daughter's getting married. Or, oh my gosh, you know, how was your hunting trip? Or, you know, what? But these are only things that I've ever shared online. I think what I have to do is make a decision. Well, okay, so I've known these people a long time. Do I really want them to be my friend? Because that actually comes with requirements now. There's a requirement for them to be my friend, but also for it to go back. Friendship isn't just self-serving. So what I've had to do, now I'm thinking with Ketchik in particularly, how can I be that to him? You know, there's gonna be seasons where his life is messier than mine, my life is messier than his. And so he just happened to be in a season where my life was messier, so he got some of my dirt on him. But what's it gonna look like for me to get some of his dirt on him? It doesn't have to be in a super messy season. He runs the Nashville Teen Dream Center. He is, he raises a lot of money. So in my head, I'm like, well, should I like, would getting dirt on me mean me sacrificing maybe some of the relationships I have in order for him and his dream to be fully funded? I'm just thinking out loud right now, right? But what are ways that I can get messy? Wow, you got the car hot. Heather never has the car hot, but the heat is fully on. Really? Oh, wow. Heather is really, can we meet in the middle? Oh, really? Okay, so we're meeting in the middle. She's adjusting the thermostat here. This is very interesting, the dynamic that's happening in the car. I fully know Heather, and I know she doesn't like to be hot. So I'm really confused as to why she has it so hot.
It's raining and 50 degrees and my toes are cold.
That's true. Okay. A quote from Brene Brown. Oh, jeez. Okay, we are back after the camera incident falling on my lap, and the first thing that my friend Heather said is, at least...
My friend?
Yeah, you're my friend.
That was weird.
Really? My wife? But you're my friend. We're talking about friendship. Yeah, that is weird. She's more than my friend, but she's also my friend. Yeah. First thing she says is, also, I look, I'm not driving, so everyone, you know, there's semis that were driving by. Heather's in charge. She said, I'm so grateful that when the camera dropped, you said, oh, shoot. Like, that's what came out. That was in my heart. That's not what was in my heart when I stepped on the little, oh, geez. Oh, it was close. I actually stepped on a little mini Jesus figurine a couple nights ago and did not say, oh, geez. So a friend is someone who fully knows you. Before the camera fell, I was going to tell you, Brene Brown says, connection is why we're here. It's what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. As much as I know how some people actually are in situations where these screens are maybe the only way because of maybe physical limitations that they can connect with people, I still think that having people watch your highlight reel isn't a relationship. Like, that isn't real friendship. We've got to find true friends with those definitions that I've set. So I guess it's gonna take some risk, right? And a lot of people have been hurt. A lot of you have been hurt by friends. And Heather said, she just said right before I started recording, you know, like, a lot of people don't want to give friendship a shot because they've been hurt in past friendships. Let me just go and tell you, Kettrick, my first real friend, it's so weird to even say that, but it's true. Based on the definition I've given, Kettrick is going to hurt me one day. It is human, and I'm going to hurt him. And we may not be friends forever, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to continue finding new friends and taking what I've learned and bringing it to that friendship. Because the second you enter the friendship is bound to have hurts, because you will hurt your friend and they will hurt you. So how do you move past that? How do you get past that? Don't give up on friendship. Okay, a friend defends and uplifts you when you're not around, okay? Anybody can love you publicly, anybody can, but find the friend that defends you privately. I'm just telling you, it's so much easier for me even. And I am the chief of all sinners when it comes to, like, woo, I'm like, you know, hey, selfie with my friend, you know, or whatever. But it's like, when push comes to shove, am I speaking life about them when I'm not around, okay? If someone's talking about somebody, oh, sorry, I keep using Heather, but a great example recently, okay? We had a friend that was talking about another friend of ours, you know? And not like in a negative way, not a super negative way, but Heather spoke up for, and I remember actually thinking to myself when I was listening, like, oh, I should say something. I didn't, because I'm still learning, but you did. Heather did. And so, what does that look like for you? Maybe even today or this week, you will find yourself in a situation where somebody needs to be defended or uplifted when you're not around. And trust me, you hope that somebody's doing that for you. So let that be known. When I walked into this conference, I just saw a lot of people that I've known for a long time, 15 plus years, that have been close to being a friend to me in seasons, and not because of anything they've not done, but because of me allowing them to come in fully. And I just left with, you know what? It's time. I'm going to invite them in even closer to where they can truly be a friend to me. And they may have been trying to be a friend to me for a long time. So I would say Kettrick was the first one, but then I invited, I would say, like, my buddy Brian. He's probably, I would say he's been my best friend, okay? Quote unquote. But I never let him in fully. This year I have. So what has that done? that doubled my friendships. I literally went from 1 to 2. Boom, it's crazy. And then 3, and next thing you know, I probably have 3 true friends that I know will defend me when I'm not around, uplift me when I'm not around, know me fully, and don't mind getting my dirt on them, okay? I've gone from 0 to 3 in a matter of a year. Y'all can do this too. Let's see here. I got a couple notes here. I think when it comes to the defending you and uplifting you, I really want to not just focus on when things are negative. Do you have a friend that you are so proud of that you talk about them because you're so proud of them when they're not around, right? Talking about people when they're not around isn't always gossip, okay? So if you're so proud, like I think about my kids and I think about like how proud I am. I'll tell people, yeah, my daughter's a photographer. She's a wildlife photographer. I'm so proud of them. What does that look like for you? Somebody today at the conference, there was so much wisdom at the conference, came up to me and they're like, hey, I knew your dad and he was a friend of mine. And he was such a soft spirit. And he talked about how my dad was such a good friend to him. So he came up and found me very specifically after the friendship session. He's older than me, he's probably 20 years older than me. He's like, your dad was just such a good friend to me. Always encouraging me. And I remember thinking of my dad and how my dad would brag on his friends. Who are friends that I want to brag about? The older I get, the more I pay attention to this, right? It is vital that we have these people in our lives. Let's talk about a friend that fights for you and doesn't care if they get dirty. Man, the dirt and the mess of our lives, it's real dirty. You know, I think this key for me, I'm thinking of people that I am friends with or that think I'm their friends, and I have yet to prove this part. How can I sprint towards someone when they begin to wrestle around in the dirt, wrestle around in the mud? How can I make sure that I am showing up for people that need me in their mess? And I've not been good at that. I've been good at like sending a text saying, man, thinking about you, love you. But have I been trying to maybe distance myself from somebody that's going through something that I just don't necessarily know if I want to get dirty. I don't know if I want to get in the trenches. I don't know if I want to, which is it's a human thing. Like nobody like desires every day to just go into battle and get dirty. Like that's not, but I just think that if we're truly going to have the friends we want to have, we're going to do that for them. Even if they have not done that for you in times past. The only way to get a good friend, I think, is to be that to them. And I've been lucky enough to get 1 or 2 in a season where I have not necessarily done that back to them. And I look forward to the days and the seasons where I can get in the dirt with them. One of the other things that, we're 14 minutes in here. This isn't going to be a long podcast because I'm in the car. But one of the other things that some of the other people said is they developed what they call a eulogy friend group, okay? And man, even my buddy Brad on the way out, he was thinking about that hard. Tell me if I got this right, Heather. What does it look like to develop a group of friends that when you pass away, they will be able to give the eulogy at your funeral? Is that right?
Well, it's developing potential about people so that they can't like say, hey, can we create this group with the idea of you guys being able to stand up at my funeral and say, I fully knew this person.
Yeah.
I believed in this person. I saw this person do this and that. I saw this person heal from this or that. I saw this person be a friend, a neighbor, a wife, a mother, a business person, and do it to their best. Like they fully knew that person, right? Like when you ask somebody to say something, somebody's funeral, it's because they had a deep relationship. And so they said, what if, I don't know how they got their group, but there was a group of 4 of them. What if we were intentional at this relationship and to be able to say, I know you at this level. And what they did is they said, every new year, we are going to get together and dive deep and to have that relationship. So I thought it was really beautiful to be able to think about, who could give the eulogy at my funeral? And then could they truly give it like they knew me?
Right. Yeah. That's so powerful. I mean, I think out of anything that anyone else said, that was probably the most powerful for me. Because it's like, okay, eulogy friends. I'm slowly developing. You know what I have? I've got resume friends. I've got friends that know what I do. I don't have eulogy friends. I don't have friends that know who I am. And there's the difference. Do you have resume friends or do you have eulogy friends? And Grant and his beautiful wife have really, I think, changed my perspective on what I'm looking for in a friend group. That's a friend group. That's pretty cool. For some of you are thinking, I'm looking for one friend. Well, there's the potential and the possibility to have a friend group. And I can only imagine, and I'm actually experiencing it now, but what that looks like to have a group of people that have been intentionally formed to know each other fully. So yeah, I love that. Let's quickly just talk about, what it's going to take, maybe some things it's going to take to make sure that you are maybe getting to the place where you can get a friend or two, okay? So the first thing I'd say is you can't sit around waiting for friendship to happen. Like, stop saying nobody checks in on me and just start checking in on people. Well, Carlos, but I'm always a person that checks in. Okay, don't stop. Keep checking in on people. And bless you, babe. And here's something that maybe you may not want to hear. Okay. The amount of people that I've heard say, well, I have a hard time making friends. Nobody checks in on me or whatever. Like, I'm always the one giving out. All I want you to think about is maybe, just maybe, you are ignoring some of the people that are checking in on you because maybe they don't fit the requirements of what you feel like you want a friend to look like. And so, there are, I can just think in my life, there's people that check in on me that I'm like, I'm grateful that they did that, but like, that actually is fertile soil for a friendship to happen. Okay. So I honestly do think that most of you have fertile soil for a friendship to happen. You just have to find it. Okay. You have to be intentional. Don't keep score. How many times have they checked up on me versus me checking up on them? So don't keep score. Just keep showing up. And don't worry about being awkward. Okay. Especially if you have a hard time getting vulnerable with people. Being fully known, again, that is, also like the whole fully known thing, that's so churchy and so like, I think we can get lost in what that means. But I think, and we almost landed on it when we were pulling into the parking lot, what fully known meant. Do you remember what we said about what does it mean to be fully known? I think it was to have somebody that doesn't just know you get mad, but knows why. Right. And I've said that earlier. So again, be the kind of friend that you want to be. I was just really encouraged by this session at the end. I think that every single one of us have room to be a better friend, but also to develop friendships that do serve you in the seasons that you need them because you're hurting, but also serve you in the seasons of just joy. It's okay, to have a blast with your friends. And I'm not saying that, the good hangs can't be friends. I'm saying turn the good hangs into friends, because then it's like double the benefit. It's like they're not only going to be there for you when things are sour, but man, you can have a blast with them. So I wanted to hop in the car on 285 in Atlanta, Georgia, with this $7.99 or $12.99 Goodwill ocean painting behind me, to let you guys know that friendship is available. It's real. Maybe give you some things to work toward as you're a friend to people, but also things to look for as you're trying to build friendships. So there it is. Hopefully that was encouraging. Hopefully that was helpful. And we'll see you next week on another episode of the Carlos Whittaker Podcast.